Now. It's always fun, live streaming. People say it's so easy. Hi, I'm Charlotte Pierce. You're watching Facebook TV. I'm here with Eddie Vincent, and we're hoping to have our publicist guest, Skye Wentworth, on. If not, we'll reschedule and have her on shortly. Because she's one of the premier publicists, I think, in New England. When I talked to her the other day, she was setting up the first ever virtual online Newburyport Literary Festival, which will not be held in person this year for various reasons. For one reason. How you doing, Eddie?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Good. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Things are crazy during this time that we find ourselves in.
Indeed they are. Yeah. How many Zoom calls have you been on today?
Well, this is the first one today. Mm-hmm. I was on a couple yesterday. I had a Zoom conference with all of Encircle Publications authors, or at least the ones that wanted to join. We did like a happy hour, so that was kind of fun. Happy hour that lasted 3 hours, but it was fun.
And that was you had them on you were going live the whole time?
Well, we didn't stream it or anything. We were doing a live meeting just to come up with ideas on how to face what we're facing.
Well, that's a good segue into our topic. Sorry, if you see Skye pop in there on the green room, I'll put her on. But to publicity for authors and book publishers. So this really technically was a publicity opportunity for your authors, right?
Well, not last night, but what we were discussing was the new platform that we're starting because of this thing that's going on. We're calling it let me see if I get this right. Authors Reading Showcase, and we had our first show 2 weeks ago.
That's what I was referring to. I know you had
So that's we're going to try to grow the audience in hopes that it will help with book sales, and we're also going to try to, email the people that come to attendance. We're going to add a question and answer. We didn't know we were going to do that, but we're going to do that now.
Are you pretty confident that it will draw a sizable audience, or how are you getting the word out? I mean.
Well, we're doing social media for the word, getting the word out, and our authors are sharing it, so that it will get out that way as well.
Now, this is your website here on the screen, right?
Yep. And actually, BJ read that. We're gonna put the video up there on our YouTube page, so people can see it there. We're going slow. We're not gonna rush to get it done, but we're gonna go slow and try to do it right.
Your site is beautiful, Eddie. This is a WordPress site?
It is a WordPress site, yeah.
So WordPress.com, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so I think, when you're embarking on a publicity campaign, you really want to have a website ready, a good-looking site ready for people to come when they land on your...
Oh, that's important. The gentleman that designed this for me was an employee for a long time, and I've just stuck with it because it works. It's functional.
It's really nice.
It's nice looking. It catches people's eye,
and it's not too. You don't have to go down too far. It cycles through on its own. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I am really tickled to have started back up with Face the Book TV, which is the name of this series of podcasts, and we'll be putting it out on all the major podcast apps after this. But we do go live to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, the Independent Publishers of New England channel, and on YouTube, and my own channel. So we're getting the word out there, and hopefully if people are listening on Facebook or anywhere else, we're always looking for topics and guests, so we'd love to have you on. And Eddie, I think one of your authors is going to be coming on soon.
Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, I was talking to him last night. Kurt Wendable. He
cool.
I just have to share his contact information so you can contact him. He emailed me today asking about that.
Oh,
So
nice. Yeah. So what other, I mean, like publicity tricks, strategies do you have up your sleeve? I mean, like,
well,
do you create or find publicity opportunities? Like, and we actually have a question here. What's the difference between publicity and marketing? I think some people are confused.
Well, I would say nothing, really. Some people would say publicity would be where you're sending it out, sell sheets and product information to bookstores, to libraries and things like that. I think marketing might be referred to more of the social media and things along those lines. If I had to come up with the difference, but in reality, they're not any different to me. Okay. I look at them as the same, just two different marketplaces, I guess.
Yeah, and publicity, I'm not an expert, but it seems like it's more of a grassroots or like a accidental thing sometimes.
Well,
there's opportunities that come up. Yeah.
I think book reviews can be considered publicity. I think stuff like what we're doing right now, it's publicity for me. I mean, people are seeing my website. That's a little different.
Sure. And so we have that question. Let me run through the questions and then we can ramble on afterwards.
Sure, I love answering questions.
Goody. What should I bother with local newspapers and internet media?
I personally don't see the use in the local newspapers, but I know some people that swear by it. I mean, if your book is in an area where it has a very heavy locale to it, like let's say your book is based on Cape Cod or an area like that, you could get a small following that way by doing some advertising there, but you might not get the sales you're looking for.
Yeah, the odd stuff happens, though, because like if I put an author profile up in my local papers, CNC papers, community newspaper, something, and somebody called me, seeing it and from a bookstore, and then another local author had gotten a national. They picked up from the local paper, so that can happen, but it's kind of serendipity, I think. Eddie, are you there? Eddie, I think we're frozen, Eddie. Eddie. Oh, we were frozen there for a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. So I was saying that sometimes the local can get picked up because many of these local newspapers are part of a larger chain in the region or.
Well, like CNC, the people you use, I used to work for them. So
did you?
I was their manager of 17 papers. So,
wow.
So I know what you're talking about that way.
Yeah.
And sometimes, it really kind of depends what the book is, in my opinion. I know some people that had great success. I just have never had great success with it.
Yeah. It's always good. Like it's not, I mean, they will run it. They'll run your book announcement because they like the local stuff, so it's better than nothing.
Well, it'd even be better if you get an interview.
Yeah.
If you get an interview, then every day of the week I'd say it.
So meaning you submit your press release and they call you to get the interview instead of you.
Yeah, something like that every day of the week. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Next question, when should I send my book to reviewers and media? Like what point in the process should I? So
this is a important question, actually. I would say you want to send it out to reviewers for 4 to 6 months ahead of time.
Wow, really?
4 is the norm. Yeah, because if you want to get reviews in Publishers Weekly or Book List or any of the bigger names, where libraries and bookstores are going to get their resources, then you definitely want to do 4. They require 3 months, but you want to go 4.
Yeah. Okay,
You know,
that's
as
good to know.
far
I
as
mean, you should probably back out then from that point for your production.
in that, well, you definitely have to do that because
Yeah.
and that's your ARC, that's your advanced reading copy. That's not the final.
Okay.
As far as going to local places, like if you were going to send one to your local newspaper or something like that, no, you can do that a month or 2 out, and you'd be fine.
Right. Right. And what about things like book awards? Now, this is hard for an independent publisher or a solo, self-published author, because they cost $90 to $300 to enter. So how do you find a good review? I know reviews awards are good to have, but it's a crapshoot kind of.
Well, there's some like the reader's favorite. That's pretty well known. That's a pretty good one. I think that's $75 a book. You have to look at awards as marketing opportunities, and that you're spending money on marketing, not necessarily. You're never going to make the money back, but to have your book be nominated or win an award, that's a nice promotional piece that you can use.
Yeah, I mean but that's what I mean. There's a chance. It's not a guarantee that you're going to be.
Oh no, it's not. I mean, we sent one out to the Forward Review last year, and we got nominated. We didn't win,
but you can still say you're nominated, right?
Right. We can. Yeah, and we're using it for promotions. Yep.
We have a nice little comment here from Mike Mavilia from Fictional Cafe, and Mike and Jack Rochester, who's on our board, work together. So thanks. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Keep in touch. Yeah. So.
Yes.
Looking for yes. So difference between what are some ways to get free publicity? So I'm like, say I'm just like bare bones. I'm going print on demand. I can't afford a print run. Like, how do I just kind of bootstrap it?
Well, I do that every day.
You never stop, no matter how successful.
That's where social media comes in, and that's where you really have to ask people to share your posts, because you never know where those posts are going to land.
So do you ask them directly? Do you say,
no, you just put it in your post, feel free to share or anything along those lines.
Share, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What about contests and things like that, and give a free chapter or?
Well, that more than likely is going to cost a little bit of money, but I was doing that today. I was setting up a book funnel ad. Where
book funnel is a service, right?
It's a service. It's an ebook service where you can put up an ebook and have it go out as a promotional piece. Like today, I put ebook of 2 chapters of a book we want to promote, and inside that ebook I put a link to buy. So at the end of the second chapter, I wrote something to the effect of, if you like this book, click this link and buy.
And do you get response on those kinds of things, or is that the first time you've tried it?
I've done it a couple times, and I always get response.
Wow,
I always get something, but the gold here isn't necessarily making the sale. The gold here is you're collecting their email addresses so you can market them later.
Got it. Yeah. So they will click and then
they'll click, they'll get the free, they'll click the link, they'll enter their email, and there's different ways you can do it. I chose to do it by getting a Excel form, but they click it and then they put in their email and they download it.
Now, is BookFunnel a subscription service, or do you?
Yeah, I think it's $30 a month.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's not expensive, but it's, if you do a lot of different things in a month, it can add up, these little things.
Oh, I know. Yeah, there are vampire charges, right?
Right, and I think when you do your promotional online, through Facebook, through Twitter, through Instagram, and things like that, you have to have a nice looking graphic. Or a nice little video, a real short clip, anything along those lines. Video seems to work better, even though I haven't done it.
Video, yeah.
Yeah, just a little clip, just something that's going to catch someone's attention.
I
And
guess
you
that
always
works
want
for
a
other
call of
people.
action. You always want a call of action as
Okay.
well.
Yeah.
Buy now.
I personally, and I know I'm not, the average person, but I can't stand to stop and watch a video.
Yeah, but I'm not talking something that's 30 seconds long. I'm talking like 5 seconds long.
Okay. Yeah, just
Yeah, just something real quick.
a little clip to catch
You
your eye.
know, right.
Yeah, I noticed that the book, the podcast service, or subscription I get, they have a little tiny video clip of a really cute animal. It doesn't relate to anything they're talking about in their email, but it's just like, it grabs you. It's from them.
That's the other thing about branding and about using social media. You don't always want to push it in someone's face. Sometimes soft selling, telling a story about your cat or whatever, something that's going to get the audience to have an emotional attachment to you as an author.
Exactly.
That's important.
I wanted to give a shout out here to a few people that are watching. Rob McLean. Do you know a Rob McLean, Eddie?
Sounds familiar.
Mike Mavilia, of course. Encircle Publications. Oh, they're watching.
Oh, Deirdre's watching.
Deirdre, yeah. Sheila Cordner, who's one of my authors, and the good old Eddie Vincent, who's I don't know why it's got you're maybe from IPNE or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
It says you're watching. Anyway, we have a couple more questions, and then you can ramble on. There are so many people out there offering the moon to book publishers and authors. How can I find a good ethical publicist? Maybe you haven't hired a publicist, but
I haven't hired one, but I know a couple of them. The thing about publicists or anybody that promises the moon, step carefully, vet them out. I know one publicist that one of my authors is using right now, and she's doing a great job, but it's costing my author a lot of money a month. But she's honest and she's good. But you just have to do your homework. You have to you should ask the publicist or whoever to give you some contact names so that you can follow up with someone that they've done work with. If they're not willing to get that, that would make me pause.
And should you ask them for a guarantee or anything like that? That doesn't seem like
you'll never get a guarantee. You'll never get a guarantee, because what if your book isn't all that good?
Yeah.
What if it doesn't? What if it doesn't have a good cover? What if it doesn't have the insides aren't that good, formatted right? So there are questions. I think a publicist should be interviewing you as much as you're interviewing them.
And they should check out your book, or
yes, they should. Yes.
If they don't, then they're like, if they just said, "Give me $1,000," and without even seeing your book, they're not gonna. That might be a red flag.
Yeah. I mean, anybody's asking $1,000 for you to be the publicist. You want to step carefully.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. The last question that I have is, I heard it's important to have a street team out there promoting my book. How does that work? So I guess what they mean by a street team is just people that believe in your work, people that you've built up over time that will do beta reading for you, or
well, it is that. I mean, I don't have a street team, and I've thought about getting one together. But basically, it's a team of individuals that want to help you promote your book. So that way, on the social media side of things, they can be sharing and sharing and sharing. And yes, it has become more and more important.
You give them free copies, or just build a relationship with them?
I would.
Way? Yeah.
I would. Yeah, I would give them a free copy, but I'd also build that relationship.
Yeah.
Because it never hurts to build a relationship.
Yeah, and chances are they have something that you can help support as well. So paying it forward always helps when you're doing publicity. So
well, that's how you and I got started.
Yeah, that's true. I drafted you for the elevated position of president of IPNE.
Yeah, thanks. I've been meaning to thank you about that.
I know you're waiting to get back at me for that.
This is true.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So there isn't anything else that I have on tap, but we were talking about the awards and awards. Yeah, IPNE is coming up. Tell us a little bit about what's coming up for IPNE, Independent Publishers of New England.
Well, we have two major things going on right now. We have the awards that are ending applications in May, end of May. I think it's
Okay.
May. So we will be, that will end, taking submissions by the end of May. And we have the conference that we're going to do this year. Because of everything going on, we're going to try for the first time a virtual conference. We're presently in the process of lining up speakers. So hopefully we will have some great marketing and book business people going to it. We're talking about doing Ask the Expert type thing at some point.
Good.
But it's still in the planning stage. It's going to be November 7th, I believe.
So Ask the Expert would be a one-on-one sort of paid sort of session, or?
I don't know. We're still trying to fine tune that. Because when we talked about it at the board meeting recently, we talked about it being a paid thing, but that was before we decided to go virtual. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. But we're working on that now.
Excellent. And what about the, now that we're talking about how everything's been turned on its ear, what about some of the book shows that are coming? Has the booksellers or Library Association been canceled? Or?
Well, I haven't heard that it's being canceled, and IPNE did already sign up to be a vendor at the New England Library Association conference. But I doubt that it's going to happen. I have a feeling they're going to eventually cancel it. I would think that everything's going to be canceled all the way until the end of December, beginning of January. I don't think this is going away anytime soon.
Well, even if some parts of life did get back to normal, it would be hard for all those organizations to pick up and reschedule and,
Well, I think they're planning on doing it as of right now. So they're probably acting as normal business. Okay.
But I wouldn't assume that a lot of people are signing up for things like that, especially
I can't imagine.
If they have, if people have financial insecurity, that's going to be a problem.
Well, that and like the Boston Book Festival had this thing coming up in June that they canceled, the Boston Book Crawl, I think is what it was called.
The lit Crawl, yeah. We had a sub-session scheduled there, and I think we're just going to do an online sort of panel that.
Right.
So yeah, good.
But yeah, I'm not banking on any of those events at this time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen. Let's. Sometimes the technology doesn't happen, so that's what happened with Skye Wentworth today. We will get her back on. She's a gem, and she's just. Full of good information. So we'll just give her a whole half hour and we'll schedule that in the next few days here. Eddie, thank you so much for coming on. You hang in there.
Okay. You too?
Yeah, I will. I've got some books in development, and I will apply the publicity principles that you talked about today.
Well, and as a publicity, I will just put it out there. The other side of Encircle Publication is ENC Graphic Services, and we help self-published authors publish their books, and I can help that whole world on that. So if anyone has any questions on self-publishing.
And I can attest to ENC's excellent production skills, because I have had several of my books done by you. So thank you so much, and I have more work for you coming down the line. So
I look forward to it.
It's encirclepub.com?
Yes, you can reach us there.
All right. Well, you guys out there, please keep the ideas coming in. We always need guests and topics and questions and things like that about independent publishing. So this is Face the Book TV signing off for this week, and we will announce shortly our next episode. Take care. Bye.